A desperate young woman offered her first night to a ruthless tycoon just to save her dying boyfriend, and little did she know, this deal would steal her heart and crush her soul. Lillian Jones was at her lowest when the hospital delivered the worst news. Her boyfriend wouldn't survive without urgent treatment, and she had no money to cover the bills, with nowhere to turn. She swallowed her pride and begged Ryan Harris, a cold, powerful billionaire, for help, offering the only thing she had, her body. Ryan, amused by her desperation, sneered at her and ordered his men to take her to a hotel, sealing a contract that bound her to him only at night. What started as a transaction soon twisted into something more complicated. Lillian found herself falling for the man who bought her, but Ryan saw her as nothing more than a possession, reminding her time and again that she belonged to him after dark. Just when Lillian thought she might break through his icy exterior, a devastating diagnosis shattered everything: advanced heart failure, with only 3 months left to live. Heartbroken, she decided to end the contract, ready to spend her last days free. Ryan, confused and angry at her sudden departure, threw a check of $7 million, along with a house and a car, at her. But Lillian refused every penny. She'd never spent a dime of his money, and his so-called compensation meant nothing to her broken heart. She walked away, determined to live the rest of her life on her own terms. But fate had other plans. When Lillian returned to work, she was shocked to find that the new CEO of the company was Lilith Garcia, a woman who bore an uncanny resemblance to her. The office buzzed with gossip about Lilith and Ryan, who seemed inseparable. Like a match made in a billionaire's fairy tale, watching them together tore Lillian apart. Every smile, every touch between them felt like a knife to her chest. To make matters worse, a cocky businessman named Wilson set his sights on Lillian. Drawn to her quiet sadness and fiery spirit, he pursued her relentlessly, even cornering her at her home, demanding the date she'd supposedly promised him. When Ryan caught wind of Wilson's advances, jealousy flared in his cold eyes. He might have let her go, but he still saw her as his. At a wild party, Wilson challenged Ryan to a blackjack game. With a humiliating twist, the loser strips a piece of clothing. Lillian was dragged into the chaos, forced to play, and when she lost, Ryan stepped in to take her punishment, surprising everyone with his uncharacteristic protectiveness. But Lillian had had enough. She confronted him, screaming that he'd humiliated her one too many times. She reminded him that he'd told her to do whatever she wanted after the contract ended, so why was he now acting like he cared? Ryan's voice dropped, his tone possessive and raw. "No one touches what's mine." In that moment, Lillian couldn't help but wonder, did the ruthless tycoon who bought her body finally fall for her soul? But with only 3 months left to live, was there any time left for them to fix what they'd broken? Will Ryan realize his mistake before it's too late? Can Lillian find peace in her final days? Whether with him or without, this is a story of love and loss, of deals that cost more than money, and of two people who were never supposed to fall for each other, but did, in the most tragic way possible.